I've just been so bored of video games these days. While there's so many options, something always felt missing. Until one day, a portal appeared. And it showed me what I've been missing this whole time. And somehow, even just looking at the portal, I knew that this was going to be the game that changed everything.
Over borderline trauma that control my life more than I control my life. Damn near mortified. I just got demoralized. I don't know my purpose, so I might as well enjoy the ride.
Although Splitgate 1 ended its development, it didn't end the hope. 1047 was able to raise millions of dollars to fund their next project. Nobody really knew exactly what game they were making, but when they first teased it, I was so excited. And now it's back, baby! Splitgate is back! I love the first Splitgate, and the devs love me back, even giving me my own skin. So you know that when they announced its sequel, I was rightfully hyped. The developers also gave me early access to their alpha playtest. So as one of the lucky people who already got a taste of Splitgate 2, allow for me to explain it to all you noobs out there. It does have a lot of similarities to the original Splitgate, so let's go over what's still the same first. This game is essentially Halo with portals. So you have the ability to portal across the map, to either flank from behind or portal away to escape with your life. Momentum is carried through the portals, and the game's tutorial really wanted you to know this and practice it. Trust me, jumping off the map and going through a huge portal is just as fun as the original game. But know that not every map you can just jump off of. I might have made that mistake. Oh, I thought that was a bottom floor. I just fell off the map like an idiot. And yes, you still have jetpacks, which means no area is really out of reach. You still can shoot through the portals as well, but it will still be a little bit blurry. And you can shoot enemies through their portals, but you're not able to see through any portal that's not yours. So be careful when chasing enemies through their portals, as it's not always guaranteed to be safe on the other side.
We secured a capture. Keep up the pace.
The game is an arena shooter still, so there are power weapons that spawn on the map. And I'll talk about these weapons later because they are new and super cool. And that's really all the things that are still the same. So now let's talk about... So right off the bat, the movement changed. Splitgate 2 now lets the player slide and mantle. And since the game already had a ton of movement, the slide really boosts your movement drastically. The game feels more and more like Titanfall, which is a compliment, by the way. Now, the most obvious and biggest change is that this game is now a class-based shooter. Splitgate has factions, and at the moment, there are 3: Eros, Meridian, and Sabrask. Each faction has their own unique main ability and choice of 2 equipment and 3 weapons. Each weapon can be customized like Call of Duty Create a Class, and each faction has perks too, like Call of Duty Create a Class. First, let's talk about Eros. Eros is the high-octane speedy character. Their main ability is Rush, which is a speed boost that also gives you extra health, like a mini overshield from Halo. This ability gives you insane movement, allowing for you to zoom across the map with ease.
Is attempting a capture. Watch out, enemy is going for a capture.
You can use it aggressively to push, or you can just use it to mix up your movement during a fight. If you want to guarantee grab power weapons, well, you could just move in and yoink it from the enemy. This is the ability that really makes you feel like you're playing some Titanfall. And I know Moki Sniper will probably find a way to break this movement in no time. Their equipment is either a stim shot or a shock disc. The stim shot will instantly regenerate your health and help you win a lot of fights when you probably should have lost. You can stim while moving and shooting, so if you're good at moving, you'll probably stay alive forever. The shock disc will stun enemies hit by it, which will make their aim worse and also make them easy to pick off. I do think the stim's a little bit better, but I like that there's variety in how you choose to play. Speaking of which, Eros comes equipped with either an SMG, DMR, or assault rifle. The Sprinter SMG is very strong in close range and is probably my favorite gun in the whole game. The Cadence DMR is a single shooter with a scope that reminds me the most of the original carbine from Splitgate 1. The Tempo assault rifle is good at mid to close range. It's a solid middle ground between the 2 other weapons. Next, let's talk about Meridian. Meridian is all about scanning and healing, the closest we'll get to a support as of recording this video. Their main ability is Hypersight, which will briefly reveal enemies through walls for your team. This scan has insane range and gives your team so much information. You can pre-fire into enemies pushing,
Capture in progress. Hold the ground.
And push aggressively since you know exactly where they are. Their equipment is either a health grenade or the time dome. The health grenade can be thrown on the floor to heal you or your teammates in a pinch. The healing isn't overpowered, but it can be what makes or breaks the team fight. It's even better when you're trying to hold an objective and can win you points outright. The time dome is a deployable that creates a force field that makes everything that you do in it faster. You reload faster, you shoot faster, you move faster, everything. And if your enemies are in this dome, it makes them slower. The time dome can give you that DPS that you need to win a fight, or even just trap an enemy. Sometimes I just need to reload like right now, so I'll throw it down and just do it. It's kind of like the Orb of Confusion in SpongeBob.
What about the Orb of Confusion?
I think both of these equipment feel really strong. It's just a matter of how you like to play. Meridian comes with either an assault rifle, a burst rifle, or a shotgun. The Synapse assault rifle has a fast rate of fire compared to Eros' assault rifle, so I really enjoy how this gun feels, and I think most people will too. The Quantum burst rifle is the BR from Halo. It's the BR. If you like the BR, you'll like this. And the Charger shotgun freaking sucks. Don't use it. The final faction is Sabrask. Sabrask's main ability is Smart Wall. It's like a deployable Reinhardt shield. Or for my Overwatch 1 fans, Orissa's original shield. You and your teammates can shoot through it and your opponents cannot. It's fantastic for holding a strong position on the map or for holding an objective. It tanks a ton of damage, and it can even take multiple hits from a rocket launcher.
Teammate is attempting a capture.
Fans of tank-like characters will really like Sabrask. They come equipped with either a sticky grenade or a smoke grenade. The sticky grenade is so fun, especially when you stick the opponent. You can get multi-kills or Call of Duty martyrdom kills after you die.
Capture in progress.
It's just a great spacing tool and satisfying to kill with. Although dying to it can suck sometimes. The smoke grenade is just that, a smoke grenade. The smoke grenade does give you some cover to push in or escape with your life, but one of the cool things that you can do with it is it can block the portal walls, so your opponents and your teammates can't portal as long as the smoke's still there. Sabrask comes with either a DMR, assault rifle, or shotgun. The Warden DMR has a very slow rate of fire, but it can 2-tap with headshots, so it's damn strong in the right hands. The Trailblazer assault rifle has a slower rate of fire than all the other assault rifles, but it makes up for it with, you guessed it, more damage. And the Plow shotgun is a beast. It will usually always two-shot close-range people, but it does actually have a little bit of range. It feels like the classic Halo shotgun, but obviously toned down a lot, so it's not a power weapon, but my god, it can feel like one sometimes.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, kill-tacular, kill-trocity.
The factions all have passive abilities that are granted to your whole team when they're picked. So while it can be fun to go for scan characters,
We gotta go quad.
quad scan, we're doing it?
Quad.
Having variety will give your team more passive abilities. It's a smart way to incentivize players to try other factions without being too detrimental if you do want to go quad scans or quad arrows. Okay, so that's all the factions, but there's still more new stuff, so let's speedrun the rest. The two main power weapons shown were the Fubar and the Splitstream. The Fubar is a rocket launcher that kills on impact, but doesn't kill with splash damage, so it does feel unique to the original rocket launcher from Splitgate 1. I mean, it's still incredible, and you'll for sure get tons of kills with it, but it definitely feels more skillful than even Halo's rocket launcher. The second power weapon showcased in this alpha is the Splitstream. This is an extremely strong assault rifle that is accurate, powerful, and also has a bit of range. And it has the ability to be split off into two SMGs that are insanely strong in close range and just absolutely melts enemies. Both of these weapons will 100% swing a match in your favor, so you and your teammates have to go for these weapons when they spawn. But you have to make sure that you're thoughtful when you use them, especially with the Fubar, as you can kill yourself pretty easily.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
The two main game modes shown off were Team Deathmatch and Hot Zone. Team Deathmatch is all about getting kills, and Hot Zone is all about capturing points. Both of these modes are separated into rounds, and the first one to win 3 rounds wins the match. Okay, so that's Splitgate 2 in a huge nutshell. Now you know I gotta talk about the game just looks so good. Unreal Engine is, unreal. The gunplay and movement work hand in hand and can lead to amazing plays and kills. the portal movement is still just as cool as the original. And there's even cool places you can portal through, like vents and tiny little holes. There's still neat tricks on each map, which is a nice bonus. The factions actually feel super unique and very distinguishable on the battlefield. They're kind of color coordinated, which I was worried about initially, but they managed to pull it off. I think we'll definitely get more factions in more colors, so I'm hoping the next faction we get has clone abilities and is green. I don't know, I just like Mirage and the color green. I will say giving every faction 3 unique weapons will make new factions harder to make and balancing also a lot harder, but I can see them overlapping the weapons between older and newer factions, so there's not like 50 weapons to understand how to use. And honestly, so far the starting weapons do feel balanced. With just 3 factions, it felt very varied. There were a ton of different combinations that we could have, so imagine how much more variety there would be with 4 or 5 factions. Also, the UI is so much better than the first game. Even in its bare bones state, it just feels simplified and streamlined. Most of the cons are a little bit more of a wish list since it is the alpha, and I can assume that a lot of these will be fixed as the game fully launches. So here are the things that I want to see when the game is closer to being officially out. And if you're watching this video and the game's been out for a while and none of these things have been addressed, then they're all cons. Okay, obviously we need more maps. The 3 that we got are great, but we definitely will need a lot more by launch. And I'm also hoping for the return of some of the fan favorites from the first game, like Lava Well and Stadium. I also hope Splitgate on launch can be better than Halo and actually have Forge. Custom maps will keep the community alive for longer and will also help the developers with developing more maps. And of course, we need the return of some of the best game modes. Oddball, Teabag Confirmed, and Takedown, which I think will all go super hard with the factions. Obviously, they will need tweaks to be more balanced, but I know 1047 could pull this off. Also, the 2 main power weapons that need to come back in some capacity are definitely the sniper rifle and the bat. Seeing these weapons make a comeback in this game would be very hype. So an actual con though, the hot zone game mode is kind of dumb. I think most people would have preferred a classic King of the Hill type mode, but instead this mode just ends up being whoever touches the point last wins. Which is weird. You get punished for playing the objective, which is very counterintuitive. I like objective-based game modes, but they were not cooking with this one. The shock disc equipment felt underwhelming, so I really don't know why I would use it over the stim. The game is gonna need a lot of balancing in general to ensure every ability and equipment feels useful. I really don't envy the balance team. Now, when it comes to cosmetics, I think this is where it's gonna be a little bit tricky. I think it's really cool that there's factions now, and I really like that they're distinguishable by their colors, but that does limit the cosmetics that you could have. It might be better off for them to just stick with weapon cosmetics, similar to how Valorant did it, because my fear is if they start giving every single faction these kooky, crazy skins, it will start to become less readable. And I think it's important in class-based shooters to know what enemy you're fighting against. So as long as the competitive integrity can stay in place, go ahead and sell some cosmetics, Splitgate. You gotta get your money. I get it. I'm not gonna lie, every issue I had with the first Splitgate is basically addressed here. The game looks and feels better in every single way. Trust me, when this game fully comes out, I think people are really gonna love it. It's an insanely great time to be a fan of indie shooters, and Splitgate 2 blew me away. The alpha will be coming out for everybody that wants to play it this Wednesday, the 21st. I'll leave a link in the description down below to help you guys get in the game, because I really think a lot of you are gonna like it. So I'll be giving Splitgate 2 a 9.5 out of 10. I trust these devs, and I know they'll make the right choices and updates. And now they have the budget to do so we should all just give them a chance. But what do you think? I know most of you haven't played Splitgate 2, but are you excited for this sequel? And if so, what got you the most excited? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay guys, I gotta go figure out how to make a portal back home, so I'll catch you later. Ya noob.